Well, good morning. Welcome to Daily Focus. I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas. And we are back from Illinois and back to reality. And I know that for some of you, you're back to work. Some of you have a few more days off, and I hope that you buy up those opportunities. As you can tell by the way I'm dressed, I'm going to play contractor again today. So I wanted to make sure that I spent some time with you this morning around God's word. And Matthew chapter 26, starting in verse number 6, we have a very familiar story, but I've entitled this one, Appreciate What is Truly Valuable. I think in our culture today, it's very easy for us to get things out of priority. It's very easy for us to make something of nothing. One of my favorite phrases to my kids, to my wife, to my staff, is something that I learned a long time ago. Let things be what they are. Don't make them what they're not. It is so easy for us to make something a bigger deal than it is, or to not give appreciation to something that is truly valuable, to take it for granted. And so Jesus teaches us that in this story about Mary. It says, Now Jesus was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper. There came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment may have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for a memorial of her. Jesus promises that this story is going to impact people as the gospel goes forward. They will also remember this story. I do think that it's important for us to realize that the gospel is very important. It changed our destination. It is the gospel that can change someone else's destination. The gospel is the very reason God leaves us here on this earth, and that is that we might point people to Jesus Christ. And this lady made much to show what was truly valuable, and it was time with Jesus. He says, "You're going to have the poor all the time, but you're not always going to have me." And boy, as I have grown and aged, I have learned that some things are just truly valuable. I think that we have to buy up time to spend with those that we need to glean from, those that are filled with wisdom. We live in a culture that wants to run to Google and not spend time around the gray head. But there are so many life principles that we can glean from the experience and wisdom of those who have lived life. I think it's important for us to buy up the time with our young people. I would love to write a book on parenting. I have it all outlined. I have the title Parenting the best years of your life. How do you make parenting the best years of your life? Well, God has the formula, God has the structure. And that is, how is it that every stage of the parenting process, God is counting on parents to address something? And if we ignore that, or we're unfaithful in addressing that, that's going to create bigger problems in the next stage of parenting. And if we continue to neglect parenting according to God's design, it then creates more challenges. And the parenting process can become incredibly frustrating. And we can blame a lot of things for why parenting is so frustrating, but it very well could be that we just didn't go back and follow the design. And yet, I want people to understand that parenting, as challenging as it can indeed be valuable, and you need to buy up and enjoy every minute. You don't get those years back, and to be able to enjoy the time that you have, even being able to accomplish things. For a man to actually work hard and provide for his wife and his family is incredibly fulfilling. It's God's design. It's a beautiful process. It's a beautiful design. And men need to buy it up and enjoy what God has created them to do and called them to do by their position in providing and protecting. And what a wonderful thing to be able to embrace that privilege and to be wise with that process. God's teaching us a lot of things. Here he is telling the disciples, listen, don't get greedy. Don't want that money in order to be able to give to the poor. Quite frankly, the poor you're always going to have. There is going to be certain things that you're never going to get away from. You're always going to have to address them. I think of things like eating and sleeping, and they seem to interrupt some really good times sometimes. But we have to stop and eat, and we do have to stop and rest, and we're always going to have to do those things. But while we're awake, what is it that God is presenting to us? What is the opportunity that I am to buy up and steward and make much of? Why? Because it's so valuable and it's only here for a short time. God is reminding us that there are things that are valuable that are here for a short time. He told his disciples, listen, don't sacrifice what is temporary, what your time with me, for something that you're always going to have. Learn to buy up the opportunity that presents itself, and make sure you're a good steward of that opportunity, because opportunity doesn't have any handles on its back. In other words, there's no way to bring that back in for another chance. When opportunities go by, they're gone, and we can live in regret. But God is saying, listen, just understand that you can buy it up and make the most of it. This ointment was said to have been up to an entire year's wage. So if you make $50,000 a year, that was the equivalent of $50,000. And she poured it on his head, and people can say, what a waste. And Jesus said, oh no. She saw the value of spending time with me. She saw the value of what I was presenting, not just to her, but to everyone through the gospel. And this story is going to be told over and over again. Let me ask you, what story are you writing by the use of your time? What is it that you buy up and make most important? Do you have misplaced priorities? Are you lazy regarding the opportunities God's given to you? Well, this challenge to all of us is, let's make much and appreciate that which is truly valuable. God bless you. I hope you have a great day. I'll look forward to seeing you again.